I'm Dr. Petra Deeter. I am a researcher and a volunteer advocate in the field of child psychological abuse. I'm the child victim of parental alienation, and I'm representing the Heroes Circle, which is an organization that consists of children victims like me. I am against this bill because it blatantly denies the existence of parental alienation. It's a very real form of child abuse. And in contrary to what's falsely written in the bill, and some people testify here, is parental alienation is very much evidence-based and peer-reviewed, well-researched, and recognized by the scientific community. For example, in 2022, Developmental Psychology Journal, which is a very credible journal, published the result of a peer-reviewed comprehensive study on parental alienation and concluded that it is, and I quote, scientifically trustworthy. This is from the APA, the American Psychological Association, which is the organization for the mental health professionals in America. So that's from the scientific community. From the legal community, you have the NCJ-FCJ, which is the National Council of Juvenile and Family Court Judges, and the AFCC, the Association of Family and Conciliation Courts, released a joint statement that recognized that parental alienating behaviors can cause breakdowns in parent-child relationships. So divorce and separation are very emotional events, and parents are human. Some parents do manipulate children against their ex-spouses. And from the victim community, I can tell you that from my personal experience as that child, the children do fall for these campaigns of manipulation. And for me, it was too late, because by the time that I realized it, my father had passed, and I never had the opportunity to have a father in my life, but for no good reason other than manipulation of my mother. And being a victim of parental alienation impacted every aspect of my life. And denying that parental alienation is real is denying the victims of our real trauma. I'm sorry. And I mean, studies have shown that the consequences of parental alienation is horrific. Depression, self-esteem issues, suicidal ideation, complex PTSD, and so on. And there are many children victims like me. The research shows that there are 3.9 million children like me who are broken and suffer for the rest of our lives. And unfortunately, and last but not least, my last point is that some of our victims are not so lucky. Some of us don't survive. Now, Ty Tesserero is a child that was murdered in Denver, Colorado by his father, and this was a parental alienation case. Now, you can look at the court case, you can look at the court ruling, and you can see that the parental alienation case. After the murder, Colorado Department of Human Services did a comprehensive study on the case and published a fatality report, and the findings said the problem of the case was due to the lack of recognition of parental alienation in the law. And yet here we are today with a bill that refuses to recognize a very problem that killed this 11-year-old child. So how many more children have to die? So please vote no on this bill, and I thank you for your consideration.